Hi, my name is Alex. Welcome to the Beliefs Bazaar. I just want to take a couple moments to repeat something that I say in some of my other videos, although those videos are longer, so I just want to specifically nail this point down, is the concept of conflicting ideologies or conflicting beliefs. And if we are being honest and acknowledge that people with conflicting views and ideas aren't just being spiteful or difficult to try to piss us off, that they actually believe what they say they believe, and they came to those conclusions based on their own observations and experience and information and knowledge that they've either learned through education or on their own on the internet or being told by people in their life. So everyone came to these own conclusions, and they feel pretty strongly about the beliefs that they have, and they came to those things, like I said, all on their own. It wasn't just to find out what you believe and say, "Nuh-uh, I don't believe that," just, to be difficult or whatever. Everyone came to these conclusions, and everyone believes what they believe. And so, and when we live in a world with such conflicting views and even like completely contradictory views, we have to at least entertain the possibility that we ourselves are wrong. And to do that, we must employ critical thinking and really analyze without bias whether or not our views are founded upon anything real, whether it has tangible evidence that we can point to and the evidence doesn't conflict with our views as it piles up, or the other evidence doesn't conflict sufficiently with that evidence to overrule it. We have to keep an open mind that we could be wrong in any circumstance. And I realize that that takes a lot more work. And, we can't just go through life saying like, well, everything that I believe up to now must be true. Therefore, anything that conflicts with that, I will dismiss outright. That's not a great way to live, especially nowadays when I think everyone watching this will acknowledge that there is a ton of misinformation and disinformation out there. And I worry that the biggest side effect, if you will, not to say that any of these beliefs necessarily have a nefarious origin or, the people that are pushing the ideas have nefarious intentions. I think rather that it's just a general side effect of having conflicting views and beliefs that we will then say, hey, well, if this person doesn't even know this thing, well, why would I take them seriously when it comes to like politics or any other kind of serious high stakes endeavor? I'm not saying, again, I'm not picking a side, any given side here in this thing. I just want everyone to consider the possibility that they might be wrong and explore that a little bit without being so precious about how we feel about being wrong. Because ultimately, if you decide that being wrong is something that you're interested in to refine your ideas and come to better conclusions, then I think that's just a really good practice to have and will keep us from conflicting with people outright just because they have a little bit different of an idea. Even if you end up disagreeing at the end of the day, I think it's important to explore those ideas in the way of not just coming up with reasons to dismiss them or conflict with, or present conflicting information in hopes that that person will change their mind. That may be true. You may be right. In fact, many people watching this probably are absolutely correct in many ways. But that doesn't mean that we still shouldn't interrogate those ideas, because the more we analyze our own beliefs and, like I said, try to refine them into a better, more, one that you have a better foundation of knowledge and evidence supporting that belief, that will put you in a stronger position and you will have better arguments towards those that disagree with you.